There are two things I think I love the most about the History, Global, and Political Studies department. I love the profs, and I love the events that the department puts on.
The Taylor University HGPS department has given me the opportunity to meet new people and learn about different cultures.
Something that I really like about the department is how they integrate our faith into what we learn, how there's always a faith connection to what we're doing.
The History, Global, and Political Studies department includes such a diverse array of majors, from orphan and vulnerable children, global studies, politics and law, politics and public service, history, social studies education, and also politics, philosophy, and economics. Those diverse majors have various ways for students to be able to engage with the world around them in a Christ-centered way.
I think it is distinct to have history, global, and political studies all together. Students will get a wider variety of perspectives from professors who are teaching outside of history but still in a related field. We're all sort of having this ongoing conversation about the world.
I think what Taylor does so well is the relationship that they encourage between faculty and students. So we're expected to be good lecturers, we're expected to be good scholars, but we're also expected to be strong relationally with our students. And so the ability to help shape students' minds goes beyond just that classroom experience, but into discussions around faith, sometimes emotional discussions, and we really engage in our students' lives.
And they have a lot of these areas that are very much connected, but also very diverse as well. You have some really programs that just don't exist at a lot of other schools, let alone other Christian institutions. So whether it's PPE, OVC doesn't exist anywhere. You've got global studies, which is very unusual in a Christian college setting. Women's history minor. I mean, you've got a lot of these innovative programs that exist in the department.
Getting a global education, understanding how the world works, and the fact that you need to know the history of peoples that are outside of the United States as well is absolutely essential. We have a January term class in Egypt that lasts for several weeks. We were able to start in Cairo and make our way down to Luxor, and it's a class that looks at the ancient history of Egypt, but it also looks at modern history and culture of Egypt as well. It's a time for delving into the past of one particular people in one particular location, and also for reflecting on how other Christians in other parts of the world are worshiping as well. Students aren't just visiting, but they're living in a particular location, learning from the people who are there, and getting very much an experiential kind of education.
The Taylor Study Abroad program in Thailand is a new program, so we have 5 students there this semester. So it's a program that it's housed in our department, and it's connected to the Orphans and Vulnerable Children program. So instead of a traditional discipline that they're going to study, psychology, sociology, public health, they really study how to solve a problem. So we're taking the problem of vulnerable children, and they're working towards how to alleviate some of these vulnerabilities and breakdown of family units. Students are taking courses in vulnerable children, they're taking courses in policy and field studies, they are doing practicum experiences as well. So there's a wide variety of experiences.
I have a huge interest in teaching and the scholarship of teaching and learning, and so a lot of that does translate into the social studies ed program. And so being able to talk with students about how they're learning how to teach while I'm also learning how to teach, I think is really important because it brings it to life for me and for them. We're working together to kind of figure out what is the best way to teach social studies, to bring this alive to young students. And then we have the new women's history minor. Dr. Johnson and Dr. Wetzel and I all realized that we were teaching women's history in our classes already. And so we were able to put those classes together into a women's history minor.
At Taylor University, you can still study a more traditional political science degree. Politics, philosophy, and economics major sits apart from those majors, partly because of the range of careers that we see students going into and the equipping that major gives you. It does open up these routes into philosophy and economics and politics, and then all of the combinations. That presents a tremendous set of transferable skills in terms of critical thinking and communication. I'm in a somewhat unique position as a foreign faculty member. What I love about Taylor is that I've come from this background of incredible focus and emphasis on research. And I see that research is still valued here. But there's so much more. The community here is deep, and students make friends for life. And frankly, faculty make friends for life amongst each other and with students. Some students will look at Taylor and look at the location, and we often hear that Taylor's in the middle of nowhere, but it's not. It's the middle of somewhere, and the somewhere that we are is something that's really precious.
I like to tell students that history opens doors, it doesn't close doors. So I like to engage with students where they are and kind of see where we can all go together.